Hey everyone, Jonathan Taylor here at the BIB Podcast. In this week's video tip, I want to show you a couple of case studies that I came across, and this is based off a question that we had on episode 171 of the podcast of whether eBay is still a good place to try and sell your information products. If you've got CDs or DVDs, anything how-to, is eBay a good place to try to sell those? And namely for people that don't want to spend the time developing a site, doing all the keyword research, or doing marketing with pay-per-click or anything like that. If you've already got eBay, which has millions of people coming to it every day, if you can still sell those products, how-to products on eBay. And my response to that was, yes, you can, but you need to be a very specific. It needs to be a very targeted market. And I'm going to show you a couple examples here. One of the examples that I mentioned on the show was that maybe something like organic gardening. Now, organic gardening is something that's very, I guess you'd call it very trendy or hot today because of the fact that more people are the trend is more people are planting gardens in their backyards. They're looking to, I guess with the cost of food, people are looking at that as an option. Plus, you just get you get better quality. You don't have the you avoid the pesticides and things like that that go into a lot of the produce that you buy at a store. So I got on eBay and did some searching and came actually across a number of different products on organic gardening. But what interested me most is the way that these products were actually compiled, because this was something that anybody doing a little research can do and make a nice little side business, create a nice little side business online. And I'm going to give you an example. This person has a title called Gardening Vegetables. It's organic gardening. They're selling a CD-ROM, and this CD-ROM consists of 30 ebooks that they put on a CD-ROM, and they're selling this for the price of $1.99. They're charging $2.99 shipping. Now, that doesn't sound like they're making a whole lot, but if we look at the down at the history, they've sold actually 34 of this product. But if you look at their total, if we come up here and look at their total, they sold well over 5,000 ebook products. And we're going to come back to that in a minute, because I'm going to show you some other titles this particular person has put together. Now, the interesting thing to that is if we go down and look at the description of these titles, we can see that they list out all of the titles of the ebooks and pages that are on the CD-ROM, so they can get a good overview of what they'll be getting. But what interested me even more is when we get down to the bottom, we come across in bold print this statement: all of these rare and hard to find books are in public domain. They were produced in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and they became public domain in 1920. So what this person has done is taken literally all of these books that are available. Anyone can take these book titles because they're in public domain and put them together in a format like a CD-ROM and actually sell those on eBay. Now, again, it's not making high profit, but we're going to look here in a minute and see that there are a number of other titles this person's selling, and it has created a nice little business. But before that, I want to show you just how easy it is to find some of these titles, some of these public domain titles. It's really not that difficult, especially with Google now. If we go over to Google Books, and you can find this at books.google.com, we can go in and type in a simple title like organic gardening. And if we do a search, we'll come up with a number of titles, and it will give us a listing of magazines and books and all sorts of information on organic gardening. The problem with this is we can see with the dates, this is 2007, so most of these titles that it's showing me are not in the public domain. So what we have to do is we're going to have to come back up. We're going to have to go over to the settings and refine our search a little bit. So we want to go up to the settings. We want to click the advanced search. we want to come over here and make sure all of our content is in book format. We don't want magazines, we want books. We want to click on full view only, and then we want to come down here to the dates, and this is the most important part. We want to specify what dates, and for example here we're going to type in 1880 to let's say 1922, because I think everything prior to 1923 does fall into the public domain. So we'll say 1880 to 1922, and then once we've typed all that in, we'll just click search, and that will narrow our search criteria so that we'll have a list of ebooks in PDF format for all books related to organic gardening during that time frame. Now, for an example, I'm going to come up here. If I click on gardening, here's a nice title: Gardening for Amateurs, a simple and complete and practical guide. So if I click on that, I'll have access to that to this book. You'll be able to see. I can scroll down. I can scroll down through all the pages on that, but I really want to grab this book and save it, because I'll be compiling a list of it. So what I'll need to do is come over here, this same setting, we're going to click on that, and then we have the ability to click on download PDF, and once we do that, that'll save this particular ebook. We can save it to our desktop or save it to a folder where we may be compiling a list of these ebooks. So as simple as that. Probably take us about an hour. We could compile a list of a whole huge list of ebooks that are in public domain on organic gardening. Now let's go back up. I want to look at another. I mentioned earlier that this particular person has, if you click on that, they're selling a number of different titles in the same format. Almost all of them are in public domain. I've looked at them. This person has one in particular. I'm going to click and show you. The same person is selling one on cheese making CD, a cheese making ebooks on CDs. They have 20 books that they're selling on CD, and again, just as the organic gardening, if we scroll down through all these titles, we'll see at the very bottom that again all of these rare and hard to find books are in public domain. They were produced in the late 1800s. So again, this person has once again taken this concept, a niche, cheese making, and has gathered together a list of 20 ebooks that were in public domain, put those onto a CD-ROM, and is selling that. Now on this particular price, this person has this one selling for $4.99, and but they don't have, the thing about it is they're selling it for $4.99, but they're not charging any shipping. So if we look at this and the other one, or organic gardening, this person probably, after spending with the expenses of a CD-ROM, a disc, which is probably costing him about 20 cents, and this person's sending these discs out in just a simple flat mailer, which isn't very expensive at all. So all in all, they're probably making about $3 profit on these CDs. And if you look at the number, if we break this number down over the last year, and we go down by the last 12 months, this person has sold about 5,000 of these discs or these titles via CD-ROM. He's sending them out. So if you got a $3 profit, you can run the numbers on that, close to 5,000. And it's not he's not making killer money by any means, but it is a nice small side business that you can create and add an additional stream of revenue per month that you're using online, and you don't even need a website to do that. I'll give you an example of another title this person's doing: beekeeping. Same deal. We go down here. This person now, they've compiled a list of 30 beekeeping books, and again, all in public domain. As we see down at the very bottom, all of these books are in public domain. So again, this person's selling these for roughly the same price. This one they're selling for 99 cents, but again charging $2.99 for shipping. So the price varies from product to product. But all together, they've got a number of I've gone through. They've got a number of different products like this that they've put together, and they've compiled them. So if you think about it, there's a most of the work is up front where you're compiling these and doing a little research using Google Books to come across these public domain books, and then you're just simply compiling these, and then when you get the orders you just save them onto a CD, and then you're shipping them out in a little flat mailer. Not very expensive, not very time consuming either, that you're not really having to box them up. You drop the CD in an envelope and ship them out. Now this is one case study. I want to look at another case study that's a little bit different, but is a pretty cool model too. This one I came across is on worm farming. This particular individual is selling an ebook on eBay, and the title of his is on worm farming, or Worm Farm Recycle Compost Pile Soil Plant Organic Guide. Okay, the difference on this particular book, he's selling it for $3.49. But the difference on this one is just a digital ebook, one single ebook that's delivered via PDF. We can see down here via PDF doc or text. Once the person has clicked the buy it now or the has paid for the book, they will get this particular ebook delivered to them via PDF. So no upfront cost, no compiling on CD-ROMs or anything like that, no shipping cost or anything like that they have to worry about. Just simply a digital product. Now the question is, where do they get this? Is this also a public domain product? And the answer to that is no, actually it's not. But what is interesting is I was very curious about this title. So I went over to a site called the PLR store, and this stands for Private Label Rights. This is a site where I've purchased private label rights, ebooks and reports in the past to use on within different niches. And so what I did was I typed in worm farming. If we go to type in worm farming, sure enough, I come across this particular ebook that is a private label right product. So if we scroll down, we see that for $5.99 we can get this PLR book, and we can then use it. We can sell it on a website, we can sell it via eBay, however we want to sell it. We can also add in, we can change, they give us the text document, so we can add in affiliate links, we can add our names to the title or what have you, and really personalize this book, and then you can sell this book on eBay. So let's go back. This person has paid $5.99 for this PLR book and is selling this title $3.49. If we look though, they've sold 60 of these titles. So they paid $5.99, but they've sold 60 of these titles. So they've invested a one-time fee of $5.99 but have sold 60 of these just on worm farming. And if we scroll down a little more, we're going to see that this person has a whole list of other titles that are actually PLR books that they've purchased and are selling. So the question is, okay, they've sold 60 of these. If we go up again to the top up here and see the total, we'll see that this person has sold well over 4,000 ebook titles, and with the majority of these being public domain titles. So a nice little side business, and this one that has very little upfront cost or overhead as far as shipping, CDs, mailers, or anything like that. So this is another example of how you can sell information products on eBay if you've got a very specific niche. It can't be something that's very general like internet marketing, or anything like how to write an ebook or how to publish an ebook or something simple like that. That's just not going to sell on eBay. It needs to be something that's very simple, clear, and very specific, very niche oriented, and these titles seem to be doing very well. This is Jonathan Taylor with the BIB Podcast. Thanks for listening to our podcast. If you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to head over to bibpodcast.com, get signed up, become a podcast subscriber, and you can also read some of our other stuff online. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of us at info@bibpodcast.com. Thanks again.